Hello everybody, welcome to our channel NBA Hoops. Today we are back with another amazing video, so if you like our channel please share and subscribe for more videos. So let's dig in. The Atlanta Hawks are an American professional basketball team based in Atlanta. The Hawks compete in the National Basketball Association, NBA, as a member of the league's Eastern Conference Southeast Division. The team plays its home games at State Farm Arena. The team's origins can be traced to the establishment of the Buffalo Bisons in 1946 in Buffalo, New York, a member of the National Basketball League, NBL, owned by Ben Kerner and Leo Ferris. After 38 days in Buffalo, the team moved to Millen, Illinois, where they were renamed the Tri-Cities Black Hawks. In 1949. They joined the NBA as part of the merger between the NBL and the Basketball Association of America, BAA, and briefly had Red Auerbach as coach. In 1951, Kerner moved the team to Milwaukee, where they changed their name to the Hawks. Kerner and the team moved again in 1955 to Street 1946 to 1953, Buffalo, Tri-Cities and Milwaukee Wharton Field House in Millen, Illinois. The origins of the Atlanta Hawks can be traced to the Buffalo Bisons franchise, which was founded in 1946. The Bisons were a member of the National Basketball League, and played their games at the Buffalo Memorial Auditorium. The club was organized by Leo Ferris and the Erie County American Legion and was coached by Nat Hickey. Their first game, a 50-39 victory over the Syracuse Nationals, was played on November 8, 1946. On the team was William "Pop" Gates, who, along with William "Dolly" King, was one of the first two African American players in the NBL. The team, which needed to draw 3,600 fans per game to break even, struggled to draw 1,000 fans per game to the auditorium. The franchise lasted only 38 days, 13 games, in Buffalo when, on December 25, 1946, Leo Ferris, the team's general manager and co-owner, announced that the team would be moving to Millen, Illinois, which at that time was part of an area then known as the Tri-Cities, Millen, Illinois, Rock Island, Illinois, and Davenport, Iowa. Upon relocation to Millen, the team was renamed the Tri-Cities Black Hawks, and played their home games at Wharton Field House, a 6,000-seat arena in Millen. The team featured guard, forward and coach D'Angelo King, and was owned by Leo Ferris and Ben Kerner. Pop Gates remained on the Black Hawks roster, and finished second on the team in scoring behind future 1949 NBL MVP Don Otton. A Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame member, Gates helped to integrate the league and later became the first African American coach in a major sports league, coaching Dayton in 1948. 1954 to 1965, St. Louis and the Bob Pettit era. Pettit in 1957. In 1954, the Hawks drafted Bob Pettit, a future NBA MVP. Despite this, the Hawks were one of the league's worst teams, and in 1955 the Hawks moved, this time to St. Louis, Missouri, Milwaukee's rival in the beer industry, and became the St. Louis Hawks. 1965 to 1975, relocation to Atlanta. Despite the success, Kerner became weary of the Hawks' longtime home, Kiel Auditorium. The 33-year-old arena seated only 10,000 and was starting to show its age. The Hawks occasionally played at the larger St. Louis arena, mostly against popular opponents, but Kerner was not willing to move the team there full-time because it had not been well maintained since the 1940s. Even though it was being heavily renovated to accommodate the arrival of the NHL's Blues in 1967, Kerner was still not willing to move to the St. Louis arena. He wanted a new arena to increase revenue. However, Kerner was rebuffed by the city on several occasions. In early 1967, Kerner briefly put the Hawks up for sale. One of the bidders was a New Orleans group led by Morton Downey Jr., but the deal collapsed and Kerner temporarily took his team off the market. Ted Turner's ownership. Cable network entrepreneur and Atlanta Braves owner Ted Turner bought the team in 1977 and hired Hubie Brown to become head coach. 24. The Hawks were the only NBA team in the Deep South, just as the Atlanta Braves were the only Major League Baseball team in the region for many years to come. Turner's ownership was instrumental in keeping both teams in the region. Coach Brown won Coach of the Year in 1978. In the 1979-80 season, the Hawks finished with a 50-32 record and won the Central Division. 1982-1994, the Dominique Wilkins Era. In 1982, the franchise acquired superstar Dominique Wilkins and promoted Mike Fratello to head coach a year later. 25. Due to sagging attendance, 12 home games during the 1984-85 season were played at the Lakefront Arena in New Orleans, Louisiana. The New Orleans games were paid for by Barry Mendelsohn for $1.2 million, with the Hawks going 6-6 in Louisiana. Dominique Wilkins won the slam dunk contest in 1985 and 1990, engaging in an iconic rivalry with Michael Jordan. Spud Webb won the slam dunk contest and Fratello won the Coach of the Year award in 1986. 1994-2005, fluctuating times. Steve Smith was one of the Hawks' cornerstone players during the mid to late 1990s, helping lead Atlanta to 3 semi-finals appearances in the Eastern Conference. At the beginning of the 1994-95 season, the Hawks traded forward Kevin Willis to the Miami Heat for Steve Smith and Grant Long. During the season, Coach Wilkins broke the record, previously held by Coach Red Auerbach, for most victories by an NBA head coach, with victory number 939. They ended up 5th in the Central Division with a 42-40 record. They would be swept by the Indiana Pacers in the first round of the playoffs. The Hawks finished the 1995-96 season with a 46-36 record, 4th in the Central Division. Atlanta Spirit LLC's ownership. On March 31, 2004, the team was sold to a group of executives by the name of Atlanta Spirit LLC 30, by Time Warner, who inherited the Hawks, Braves and Thrashers upon its merger with Turner Broadcasting in 1996. During the off-season, the Hawks sent Jason Terry, Alan Henderson, and a future first-round draft pick to the Dallas Mavericks for Antoine Walker and Tony Delk. After the change in ownership, the Hawks still struggled. In the 2004-05 season, the Hawks were the league's worst team with a mere 13 victories, 5 fewer than even the expansion Charlotte Bobcats and the struggling New Orleans Hornets. It was also the year Josh Smith won the 2005 Slam Dunk Contest. 2005-2012, Joe Johnson Era. In 2005, the Hawks acquired 7-ex-NBA All-Star Joe Johnson in the summer of 2005. The Hawks completed a sign-and-trade deal with the Phoenix Suns to acquire Joe Johnson in return for Boris Diaw and 2 future first-round picks. 31. They also signed Zaza Pachulia from the Milwaukee Bucks. These changes occurred after an apparent power struggle between the owners for nearly 3 weeks before the moves were made. 32. Despite their league worst record the previous season, the Hawks only landed the number 2 pick in the 2005 NBA Draft Lottery. The first pick went to the Milwaukee Bucks. With the second pick, the Hawks selected Marvin Williams of North Carolina. In the 2006 draft, the Hawks selected former Duke star Sheldon Williams with the 5th overall pick. 2012-2013, roster turnover. On June 25, 2012, the Hawks hired San Antonio Spurs Vice President of Basketball Operations Danny Ferry as President of Basketball Operations and General Manager. During the 2012 NBA Draft, the Hawks chose guard John Jenkins with the 23rd pick and power forward Mike Scott with the 43rd pick. On July 2, 2012, the Hawks traded leading scorer and All-Star Joe Johnson to the Brooklyn Nets for Jordan Farmer, Anthony Morrow, and Aaron Gordon. 2013, Deshaun Stevenson, Jordan Williams, and Joan Petro, as well as a 2013 first-round pick. 2013 to 2018, Mike Budenholzer era. On May 28, 2013, the Hawks hired San Antonio Spurs assistant coach Mike Budenholzer as the new head coach. The Hawks entered the 2013 NBA draft with 4 draft picks. They drafted point guards Dennis Schroeder, 17th pick, and Shane Larkin, 18th pick. They also chose point guard Raul Zinonito with the 47th pick and small forward James Ennis with the 50th pick. However, the Hawks traded Larkin to the Dallas Mavericks for the draft rights of Mike Muscala and Lucas Nogueira, originally drafted by the Boston Celtics, as well as guard Jared Cunningham. 2018-present, the Trae Young era. On May 11, 2018, Lloyd Pierce was hired by the Atlanta Hawks as head coach. 65-66, on June 21, the Hawks selected Luka Doncic with the 3rd overall pick in the 2018 NBA draft and immediately traded him to the Dallas Mavericks for a 2019 protected first-round pick and the draft rights to Trae Young. 67. The Atlanta Hawks also selected Kevin Huerter with the 19th pick and Omari Spellman with the 30th pick of the 2018 NBA draft. 68. It was speculated that the Hawks general manager, Travis Schlenk, was following the same plan for a rebuild that he had success with in Golden State.